Welcome back to Managing the Turns in Your Career. I'm Usha Maharaj, professional speaker, mentor, coach, and facilitator. In this episode, we're going to be looking at communication as the essential that you should be packing into your essentials toolkit to help you along the bumps and to navigate some of the challenges that you may experience on your career journey. Now, communication is the ability to listen effectively, for starters, and is also the ability to express oneself and one's own thoughts and message in a way that is going to be easily understood, in a way that will inspire action, the action that you're desiring of the people or the person that you're communicating with. And we do this using verbal and nonverbal techniques in order to make sure that our message gets across effectively. In the introduction to Managing the Turns, we looked at your career as a career that spans across various levels. Maybe just the beginning of your career where you're starting up and you're focused on yourself. You might be in the middle stages of your career where you're progressing more rapidly, where you're developing, growing, and starting to manage and lead teams. You may be towards the end of your career where you're leading organizations, you're driving big change within the organization, and you're looking for what comes next. Or you may be in the what comes next phase of your career, where you're looking at scaling your impact and your influence and going beyond the conventional career path in order to drive change, drive growth, drive results, drive your vision, drive your mission beyond where you might have originally started when you just set out on your career's journey. In this episode, we're going to look at communication in 4 different levels. And where you're at from a communication perspective does not necessarily relate or tie back exactly to where you might be from a career progression perspective. What is important is identifying the gaps between where you are now from a communication perspective to where you should be in order to deliver the results that you're looking to deliver in the workplace, in your career, in your personal, in your professional life, and then looking for ways to close that gap and enhance your communication, constantly looking to take you up a notch from the level of communication you're at to the next level in communication. Communication level number 1 is all about you. It is all about how we're talking to self and how are we talking to others. Now, self-talk is the inner talk, that inner voice that is either motivating you, your number 1 fan, inspiring you to achieve your biggest and most exciting goals, or it is that inner voice that is telling you you're not good enough. That inner voice is saying that you don't have enough experience, you don't have knowledge, you can't try this, no one's done it before, why should you? You're so comfortable here, don't step out of your comfort zone, you're going to get hurt, you're going to be embarrassed. So the inner talk is, do we have a champion voice on the inside of us, or do we have a voice on the inside of us that is holding us back, draining us, telling us why we can't rather than why we can? And the external communication. When we're speaking to others, are we speaking to others in order to help us to move forward? Are we engaging with others in a way that inspires them to trust us, in a way that inspires them to want to help us to achieve our goals, in a way that is going to inspire them to believe in us, to be able to give us the opportunities that we need in order to further our careers, in order to further ourselves in any area of our lives? So at level number 1, the important thing to know is that if we're communicating internally and externally, that communication must be aligned with the goals that we're wanting to achieve in our lives. And if it's not, then you need to do something about it. And here's what you can do. At level number 1, communication, you need to be focused on what are we filling ourselves with in order to be able to communicate more effectively and more positively toward our goals. Fill yourself up with content from a technical perspective to give yourself the confidence to be able to do your job the best you possibly can. And the same holds true in any area of your life. Fill yourself with content and information to support you to achieve whatever it is you're trying to achieve. So if you've got huge wealth goals, financial goals, fill yourself up with investment knowledge, financial knowledge, engage with others who might be able to help you. from a knowledge perspective, ensure that you're always topping up your tanks. The second area to be topping up your tanks is that of motivation. Make sure that you are engaged with positive, inspiring content that is freely available on social media, on all of the channels that you've got access to absolutely anywhere. Just Google, go to YouTube, go to any of your favorite social media platforms. Constantly fill yourself up with positive information. It also includes building up your skills from a communication perspective. Learn how to speak effectively. Learn how to control your voice. When you're stressed out, how do you stop your voice from cracking? How do you stop yourself from panicking? How do you get yourself to still say what you need to say, even when you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed in the moment? How can you still engage with others and convey your message, express your ideas and your thoughts, and get understanding and get support for what it is you're wanting to achieve? And it includes understanding how to communicate using nonverbal triggers as well. How are you using your body language to support you? How are you using your body language in order to make you feel more powerful and more strong and more confident, so that we can utilize those triggers to shift the inner voice and to move it toward the positive, and also to shift how others are viewing us and how others are engaging and interacting with us, and how we're doing so with them as well. So level number 1 is all about self. Hone your skills, sharpen your knowledge, keep yourself at the top of your game in order that you might be communicating in a way that's going to help you achieve your own personal goals. Thank you for watching Managing the Turns in Your Career, brought to you by Saika. In the next video, we're going to delve into levels 2, 3, and 4 of communication and unpack how you can increase the power and potential you're getting from communication as you're scaling your impact and influence in your career and in your life. So click through and I'll see you in that next video.